Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. How is everyone this fine woo-woo Wednesday? We made it. We made it. Yeah, my internet is a little patchy and weird today. Like, it works one second, it doesn't the next. So I'm fingers crossing that we can just let this flow. And I woke up, like, my whole neck feels like it's out on the right side. Kind of down into my shoulder. I think it's the way I slept last night, but also baseball the other night. It was just pouring rain for over an hour before they finally called pouring rain. And I'm under my golf umbrella, but I have there's a lady like right behind me over here and a lady here, and I'm trying not to block their view of the game. So I'm like this, holding the umbrella kind of mostly on top of my head so I can keep my freezing cold hands in the blanket. Oh, it was so miserable, but I was sitting like this pretty much the whole game, and then by the time it was over. Yesterday I didn't feel it so much, but today I'm really feeling it. Yes, knock on all the wood within reach, right? But yeah, today we're going to be doing a collective reading. We're going to be doing your donation questions, those of you that have them. We already have one donation from Katie R, which I am going to put up here so I have it. So donation, Liz, Katie R. There we go. And let's see. So housekeeping things, not this Friday as in 2 days from now, but the following Friday, my mom's going to be in town, so I will not be live on that day. So I will be live Friday this week, and Wednesday, same time as today, 11 a.m. Mountain Time next week, but no next week Friday live stream. So I hope that you guys know that in advance so that you know. What else? Anything else? Not that I can think of. Hello. Do some shout outs. We got Amber, we've got Brandy Lynn, Banana Anna S is here, Jessica Lynn. Hello, friends. How's it going? We have baseball again tonight. It's still rainy. It's been rainy on and off the past, I would say 4 or 5 days, which normally I don't mind. But when I have to sit out in the rain, it's not very fun. Been making a whole lot of candles. I still have to put the finishing touches, though, on Amber and Brandy Lynn's candles. So I'm going to be doing that sometime. Most likely Saturday is going to be the day I get to it. So I'm about a week behind because Wrigley came home with pretty severe, and we're talking the most severe I've ever seen, reaction to something. There's something at the school, and for reference, I'll just show you guys. They called me to come pick him up because his allergies were acting up. And I thought, oh, okay, it's going to be kind of puffy and red around his eyes like it has been like 4 different other times over the last few weeks from school. But this is something just beyond anything I've ever seen. And I was absolutely just like, when I picked him up, I'll show you guys a picture. And if you're queasy, week of whatever, maybe turn it off or just close your eyes for a moment. It's bad. My poor baby. Okay, here we go. Last chance. Look at that. He couldn't even open that one that's completely shut. That's his right eye. He couldn't even open it. Even if he tried, if he's like this, he could not open it. Yeah. And his story was him and his friends were out picking dandelions, and he had a whole bunch of dandelions, and he's picked dandelions multiple times at our house, at my in-laws' house, no issue. But he's come home from school this is now the 5th time this year, with a weird reaction under his eyes, and even his eyes are completely bloodshot and like pus going on. Again, TMI, sorry for those of you that are faint of heart, don't want to hear it. But when I grabbed him from the school on Monday and was like getting him in the car, I heard frequencies. Frequencies cause this. But then I get him home. I think, okay, let's just, figure that maybe this is pollen that's causing this. I don't even know what. But let's get you in the bath. So I scrubbed him down, and he gets out of the bath, and he just, my hands are burning. And I look at his hands. He puts his hands out. And he's got little like skin eaten away all over the palms of his hands where he had picked the dandelions. Again, this kids pick dandelions. He's picked dandelions time and time again. So my thought is they also sprayed with something, but also something with the frequencies. There's this big tower with panels, which looks like the five and then that letter of the alphabet, G, going on top of the school, which I hadn't noticed it before. But when I heard frequencies, I looked up because that's usually they put them on roofs and tops of things. And sure enough, there's some like unit with like panels on it. So to me, it was like, okay, so I intuitively felt into it. And it feels like it's a combination effect. But I pulled the Seven of Pentacles, which to me is a very garden card, right? And then I got the 10 of Wands, so something completely overloaded a system. The 9 of Wands, which is like, out running around at recess. And I cannot remember the other card I got. But intuitively, it was really telling a story. And I'm like, okay, so it's a combination of the frequencies and something they sprayed and what have you. So I completely cleared his energy field. He's been on some like allergy meds and stuff, just like over the counter stuff. And it came down a lot. I'll show you the next day after this again. That was that day. And then the very next day, we're closer to normal. And then today is the third day removed and his left eye is completely fine. And then he's still got slight puffiness under the really bad one on the right. Yeah, I think it was some sort of weed killer or something because the whole like playground and hill is just covered in dandelions, which should be, that's fine. Kids are fine with dandelions usually, unless they have an allergy or something. But when you go spray them, that's when there's issues. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly. Yeah, I want to get another card just to see anything I need to know, and then we're gonna go into our collective reading. But since it's on my mind, I've got my cards. Let me pull Seven of Swords. Yeah, something deceptive, something that we did not give permission for, which I would not give permission for blasting frequencies or any kind of spray or any of that. Yeah, so I'm gonna be going on that field trip tomorrow. So I'm gonna be talking to his teacher because he's done all the outdoorsy things as a kid everywhere else, but he only gets these kinds of reactions at school. But schools are, agents of the matrix, so to speak, education systems. It's a system, within the matrix. So, of course, these places are like hotbeds of activity for matrix programming and systems. So, yeah. But I was like, oh my gosh. And I had to be to that game in Frenchtown for which is like a few towns over for Boston. So I took him, and then I had given Wrigley Benadryl right when Ryan brought it home, and didn't realize it was the drowsy kind. So Wrigley also had a game at the same time, but because we're going in two different directions for baseball, Wrigley was already falling asleep before he had to leave for baseball. So he just slept in the car his whole baseball game. He didn't even get out of the car. He just slept, which I think was probably the best thing because I did all sorts of clearing and cleansing on him, and then sleep just took him, that and the Benadryl. But yeah, I put a big shield around him before he went to school today, cleansed, cleared, and I loaded it with like the big metallic orb that I put around. So he should be good to go. Of course, I wasn't thinking to do that the day that he came home with all this beforehand. So I'm going to be doing that every single day. He didn't go to school yesterday because the swelling was so much still that he was embarrassed. Like that was his biggest thing. It didn't so much hurt him as he was just embarrassed to be seen looking like that, which I get it. I wouldn't want to be out in public, my eyes completely looking like I've got softballs under my skin, just puffed out. That would not be fun. Yeah. So he even took a big nap yesterday. I kind of had to coax him into it by me taking a nap, and then I actually did fall asleep trying to get him to take a nap, and because he just wanted to watch Garfield and stuff. I'm like, no, we're gonna relax. We're gonna put an ice pack on, kind of over your eyes, with not like directly on, but cloth over the eyes, and then the ice pack to kind of reduce the swelling. But yeah, so that's mostly what I've been doing the last few days here. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to his teacher and just see if she has any insight into what he could be allergic to. Because intuition already told me to take him to the doctor or an urgent care or something. They kind of just give you this kind of general approach. Oh, here's some, Claritin or Benadryl, or, maybe even something a little stronger than that. And they can't really, they don't have that intuitive edge that maybe some of us do to say that, yeah, maybe this can help, but they're not going to get to the root cause of it because they're not looking for specific things, if that makes sense. And if I were to go in there spouting frequencies and this and that, they would probably try to get me into some sort of loony bin. It's most likely. What is this lady on? Yeah, load them up with more medicines, treat the symptoms. Yeah, and that's my thought is the past few days have been working toward whatever caused this to completely clear it out of his system. And of course, your body's going to have to heal after all of it's even cleared out of the system because the body's kind of the last to respond. It's more, energetically speaking, the body is the last to get the manifestation. But anywho, let's get into our collective reading for those watching now and on the replay. And reminder, we do have one donation already, but I am timestamping hers. I saw in her donation that she wanted me to timestamp. She's at work. So anyone that donates between now and then can jump the line and be first today. But here we go. Oh, and they're trying to run an ad. Of course, I said no ads, and here we are. I mean, it's just not worth running ads. I think I make like 3 or 4 cents a live stream from ads. So like, what's the point, It's like, just turn them off. But apparently, even if you decide to turn them off, YouTube's still going to do what they do and try to get their money out of it. So who knows? Anywho, let's go. All right, collective, 7 of Cups. So there's some timeline shifts, some new timelines opening up, old ones collapsing or closing out. Good to see this. Good to see this. I just felt some head pressure kind of at the back of my head, which it's been quite a few weeks now that I've even had a headache, let alone a migraine, which, knock on all the wood available. It's probably been the longest stretch I haven't had a migraine since like 2021. But yeah, a lot of times when timeline shifts and frequencies are going good and bad and everything in between, head pressure can be a big thing. Cranial pressure, especially kind of at the middle. And if it's anything like that, it just kind of wraps around and then shoots straight through the middle and just envelops the whole skull, almost like a helmet of pain. But let's clear that. Let's just energetically focus on clearing anything that's trying to cause pain or infiltration in our system as a result of these timeline shifts. Because most of the time, timeline shifts are happening for our highest good, as per our true spirit's wishes and intentions. But it's a lot of times that, the human body just kind of gets jerked along for the ride. I have those since a month now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was nice not having them while it lasted. Oh, good gosh, that was so good. We do have the sun, so there's a lot of solar. So there might be, and I haven't heard anything. I haven't kept up since that big Aurora deal. But there just might be some, and again, this could be also causing a lot of the timeline shifts or all of those frequencies. And isn't this the most beautiful sun you've ever seen? I love it. Beautiful, almost like a Princess Anna from Frozen. She kind of looks like her in a way. But yes, and Pocahontas. Look at that. Beautiful. Or Mulan, maybe. Hard to tell. And almost like a Disney princess deck without trying to be. But I love this combination that we can use those frequencies from the true galactic sun, from which a lot of divine energy flows. It's a portal, a big portal. And this can be very beneficial for us to jump to timelines that feel more in alignment with what we actually want to experience and not just be tossed to the waves of craziness, the crazy town that's going on all around us. This one wants to come out. Ooh, strength card. Wow, beautiful. I love that strength card as well. So yeah, this is really your true spirit coming online to help solidify certain timelines that are in our highest good or highest alignment. We have M flares all day, and I feel something big coming soon. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I feel it too. I really do. I feel it too. Let's just tune into that energy, Amber, now that you're mentioning it. And we're kind of skating around it. Let's just get into it. High Priestess. Yes, we're able to get more of those spiritual gifts online. And I actually kind of love to see the eyeballs on the bra, because this is something that and I know this is kind of weird and whatever, but, you know, like nude beaches and stuff, or tanning, especially for women, you know, because I always wondered, you know, as just a very curious child, why do men have nipples? If they can't feed babies, why have them? Are they functional? Like they have to have a function. I just don't believe the human body was, you know, flawed in some way, or like, oh, just an oversight. No. And I really tuned in, you know, in my later adult years. Why do men have nipples? Why do women have, I mean, obviously we know why women have nipples, but like, why? What's the point? And I heard solar panels. And I was like, what? But think of it, ladies out there, maybe those of you, especially that live more north, how often do your nipples get exposed to the sun? Probably almost never, if ever, for some of us. I don't know. Be safe and careful about it, and, you know, time and place. But maybe try that out, just to see if you get some downloads or information. But yeah, there's some big insight coming from the sun, or the sun is doing something frequency wise. And I see it like a battle between these frequencies that are blasting, that I can just feel almost like we're being micro, and then the word wave, like you wave goodbye, you know, you put it together, micro. Yeah, again, I'm kind of skating around certain things so they don't cut my feed, because they do that. Let's just see. Michelle De Leon, welcome, my dear. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. Oh, and the number of eyes on the card. Yeah, let's see. Because we've got, of course, her 2 regular eyeballs. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Change. 5 is the number of change. Also a bit of conflict, chaos as a result of the change. But I want to see what's going on, like, as these kind of unnatural frequencies meet these very divine frequencies. Like, what can we experience as a result of these 2 types of frequencies meeting? What do we need to know about this? And what do we need to know? Yeah, what do we need to know? Okay. So it's almost like we can override those unnatural frequencies by setting intentions and choosing our timeline. Again, choosing our timeline here. Wow. I had no idea that the kind of collective reading was going to take such a, I don't know, right word, mystical turn today, but here it is. So, yeah, our intentions. Oh, I'm also hearing your intentions are like quadruple, quintuple, beyond powerful right now. So any intention you set, any spells that you are doing, you know, candle magic or any other kind of magic, alchemy, just setting your intentions. You're really tuning into something that is elite. And I'm not talking elite as in parasites on this planet. I'm talking about true divinity here. And I just kind of switched all those cards and put them back. But yeah, 9 of Wands. So we're almost to this like finishing line, or at the end of the tunnel, new portal opening, something like this. Let's tune in. Yeah, the moon. Okay, you guys know how I feel about the moon. So let's see what's going on. Is the moon facilitating some of this? Or what do we need to know about this moon and power or lack thereof that the moon has over us? Knight of Cups. So there's like a diversion or a movement. There's a movement that is going to, especially with the emotions. I want to just see if this is our own. I really do feel the power really is in our hands because of the High Priestess, the Strength card, the Sun, the Magician, all these major arcanas, 4 major arcanas here. So the power is more in our hands than, you know, any, where did that moon card go? Moon. So we have 5 major arcanas and 3 minor arcana cards here. But it's like our spiritual energy trumps anything the moon or the matrix has planned. But let's just see what if any power the moon still has right now, especially over our collective. I'm not talking to the world at large, but just our little collective that's watching now and on the replay. What power does the moon still have over us, if any? It's slippery. It's slippery. 9 of Pentacles. So it's like reaping harvest. Could be harvesting energy, but I'm actually seeing this more in our favor of we've been able to reharvest all that energy that the moon has been siphoning or utilizing from us, or we can now choose where our energy goes or if any of it goes that way. It's kind of really what I see. Ooh, and the full moon tomorrow. See, I didn't even know that. I didn't even look to know. So let's just see if there's something coming on this full moon, because, you know, just the collective subconscious or hive mind ascribing so much power to the moon gives it power. It's kind of almost just an egregore at this point rather than a true force for the matrix, if that makes sense. And for those of you that don't know what an egregore is, it's just something that people have a collective view. They all have a similar view that then creates this thought form or egregore to actually make that reality a thing. One of the biggest egregores in recent history, if you ask me personally, was the coronavirus, COVID. And I probably shouldn't have even said that, but I think hopefully they're not so crazy and like, you know, gung-ho about people talking about that word anymore, hopefully, but maybe they are. That was an egregore. They planted enough seeds of fear, and enough people believed it that it became a thing. But let's just see, because that's what I really see the moon as more now. But let's see what our little collective needs to know about this moon's pull or energy, especially where our emotions are concerned. 6 of Wands. There's victory here after a hard battle. And again, I'm seeing the victory go to us because we have all this support with the other major arcanas here. And then the star, yeah. Wishes have come true, victory, recognition. And both of these cards speak of recognition. So it's almost like more people are going to start realizing that the moon maybe isn't this, you know, beautiful though it may be. Yes, we can all agree most likely that the moon is very beautiful. But that pull or that, I don't know, just reverence that a lot of people have toward the moon is starting to wane. No pun intended. It's starting to wane, starting to go down, go away, or they're just starting to feel less of a pull toward the moon in some way. Let's just see any closing statements, arguments we have or need to know about these energies. 3 of Cups and 3 of Pentacles. So it's like coming together. High vibe, tribe vibes. You know, collaboration, celebration, ideas, sharing of ideas, inspiration, meeting of the minds. I just heard meeting of the minds, a coming together of like-minded people. So now that certain the certain pull has been dismantled or just ebbed away or waned, again, no pun intended, but maybe it was intended, you're going to start to be more in control of your own capacities or capabilities, or even just setting those intentions from your true spirit, not the intentions of your ego or the hive mind or the moon or the matrix tells you to do. Because we can all feel big, almost like convictions to do certain things. Are they really truly our convictions though, or are we being programmed, brainwashed, you know, pressured into it? When you can really get to the heart of why do you want what you want, or why do you want to become, do, or create the things you want? Are they truly in alignment with your spirit, or is this because of programming? Like, so you might just start examining or even doing some journaling around, why is it I do what I do? Why is it I feel called to the people I feel called to? Why is it I feel, you know, passionate about the projects I'm doing, or, you know, the organizations I'm a part of, or the community I hang out with, or whatever it is. And you might start to see the hold of certain belief systems, or yeah, especially like negative belief systems about not believing in yourself or feeling worthy or good enough are going to start to subside. Like that hold that the matrix has on your ability to facilitate more of your true spirit to come online. Because again, those timeline shifts and that help from the sun, it's going down in a good way for us. The matrix is going down. Okay, closing statement. Let's go to the shamanic medicine cards. Those are always a good time. Anything else we need to know about the matrix going down? Birds with freedom. Yes! I just heard that song. Freedom. Freedom. You guys know the one? Is that George Michael? I think so. I think it's George Michael. Wow. I mean, I don't know that I need to even add to that, but like, heck yeah. Yeah, it to me though it does feel like a process. It's not just gonna happen overnight, but like with the tree of life card with the seed, it's like conception. Like we've kicked something off here. Though we have not seen the finish line yet. We're just at the beginning, but like what they say about like conception of a human or anything with a spirit, there's a spark of life that happens. Scientifically, they've proven that when sperm and egg meet, there is this release of light. I got chills. Woo, 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 woo. And that's what I see here is like this release of light. Ain't no going back now. Ain't no going back now is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Bones for casting divination. So those of you watching now and on the replay, you're intuitive. And my mom even said this on the phone last night when I was talking to her. She's like, it was really weird. And like, I feel just so much more psychic than I normally am. Like, it's just almost like just second nature. And yes, my mom is very psychic already. So for her to say this is almost just like second nature is like crazy. But she was saying my aunt was telling her something about eating a candy bar or something. And but she didn't say what kind. And later on, my mom said something about a Butterfinger. And my aunt was like, oh my God, that's the kind I'm eating. How would you know that? But she was just like, whoa. And I even had some really weird things lately. I've been listening to some audiobooks and trying to get my steps up even more. And oh my gosh, like I'm almost like quoting dialogue. And these are books, certain books I've never read before, but it's like I'm quoting dialogue before it's said. And very specific word choices, like the word inception, I think was used, but it like came to me before. And then like a bunch of other words like conspicuous, like, you know, just words that you don't have in everyday language. I mean, they're not completely rare words by any means, but you know, they're not the word the or and or anything like that. But I was just like probably 6 or 7 different times on this one book. And I was just like, whoa, this is really weird. So weird. Yeah, animals are communicating easier with me lately, especially telling what they need and want. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Yeah, that's a thing. So anything you're feeling more strong with, your, you know, telepathy with animals or your healing abilities or, you know, just being able to really communicate messages to yourself or others with your tarot cards or your pendulum or, you know, what other forms of divination that you use are going to be super on point, you guys. And even just your own knowing, tuning into your true spirit, or even maybe not even trying to tune into your true spirit, but your true spirit's tuning into you. It's kind of how it feels when this happens. It's like you're not even trying. It's just happening. It's just there. You're just present within it. And it feels really good. It's almost kind of like you got one eye, but I can't do the one eyebrow raise thing, but like, I can't do it. But yeah, it's like, it's kind of weird, but really cool. So like, I'm down with it, but like weird. I was thinking about it yesterday. Probably all the gods are that a thought that became a superpower by people's beliefs and worship. I have so many chills today. So much wisdom with the owls. Yes, and those owls that were on that card as well with the freedom card. And I like that you mentioned that because now I'm getting another download. Freedom of wisdom. Doesn't mean we're going to always be free to speak it, you know, at least in this matrix system. But now, yeah, and then we got the Ace of Pentacles staring at me from the back of this deck. It's like big yes, big confirmation that the wisdom, the seeds of wisdom have been planted by our spirit just by existing within our spirit in this human meat suit. We have access to unlimited amounts of wisdom, knowledge that's not just matrix programming, but that's actual truth with a capital T, capital R-U-T-H. Capital. And maybe you won't even believe it at first, but you're going to start to really see massive synchronicities and signs. And it's like the universe is communicating, or your own spirit is communicating with you, each of you, and me, and all of us, like never before. You're going to see all the numbers. You're going to see all the signs, symbols, synchronicities. What a powerful collective message. But yeah, I do, just like you, Amber, feel something big's coming down the pipe. But again, in a good way. Brianna, welcome. Yes, how did your interview go? went well. All right, so that's going to do it for our collective reading. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. I'm excited. I might have to go back and re-listen because a lot of times when that information comes through, I'm hearing it for the first time like you are, and I need time to maybe process or let it soak in. So usually a second watch is needed for me, usually. You loved it. Yay. Awesome. So we have one donation thus far that I know of. Let me just double check that we're on point here on schedule. Yes. Full read for Katie R. Anyone else to donate can jump right to the front of the line. And of course, don't go away because we have our giveaway and our drawing yet to come. Very, very exciting. So let's tune in for Katie R. 30 minutes, 17 seconds. For Katie R. And I'm timestamping because she's at work. So she would like a message from Stacy. Let's get into it with the lovely Ladies Tarot. Once again, I love this deck. Went very well. They told me I got the job as long as my reference check out. They've been contacting me daily. Oh, that's amazing. And Brianna's about to donate when she parks. Yes, be safe out there driving and live streaming. All right, tuning in to Katie R. and Stacy's True Spirit. We have the Hermit. So she's kind of in her own spiritual world right now. But again, this does not mean that she's closing herself off or anything like that. But we are getting messages from her. And the World card, she's closing out some cycles. There are certain things she's like processing or working through. And these could even been things that have happened like way in her past. But it's like they're coming to the surface now. And I really do see her relationship with her husband as being some sort of catalyst to bring certain inadequacies or insecurities to the surface, because I see like a big shakeup going on. And of course, I can only tune into their relationship as much as she would be open to like any public person knowing about the inner workings of her relationship, because I'm not one of those people who's going to try to dig beyond someone's boundaries or free will. So let's tune in as much as we can to what's going on in Stacy's life, and then let's also get that message. Yeah, the sun. Yeah, so these solar frequencies, if you watch KDR, we just finished the collective reading, and it was a doozy of a spiritual up level for all of us watching now and on the replay. I do see maybe Stacy's energies included in that, just because, you know, you're asking questions about her. She is somehow part of this live stream today, energetically speaking, and big upgrades are coming. So she's going to start to see through any falsehoods she's put up, like, oh, this is just how relationships are. I can handle it. He's not very kind to me, but like, that's just how a lot of married relationships are. No, it's not. Yes, some absolutely for sure, but like not all are like that. But she's kind of almost tricked herself into just staying with the status quo, because this is just the best I'm going to do. This is as good as it's going to get. He won't change. I don't really know. I'm just going to be doing what I do. I'll do my thing. So that's kind of this separation energy for her, is like, I'm kind of just like, it is what it is. I'm accepting. It's kind of a surrender point, but this surrender is actually going to lead her to an even deeper surrender, for her to realize that, no, I deserve better. I deserve somebody, herself included. Just, she deserves herself to cherish and love herself enough to not have to put up with someone who's unkind to her all the time. But taking that a step further, as far as relationship material, she's going to start to realize she deserves a better partner than the one she has. But let's just see her messages. Stacy's messages directly to Katie. Anything? I forgot to set my timer, but we'll roll with it. Aww. Messages to you. There's like happy home, weddings, contracts. So there might have been some part of her that's kind of thought about, what could my life be like if I was with Katie? I mean, isn't that beautiful? Like, this is the wedding card, the happy home, moving in together, family life, contracts being signed, weddings, marriages, all the fun things. But let's just see. Anything else Stacy would like Katie R to know? Ten of Swords, yeah. But right now, she's just really overwhelmed. But there's an end coming for her. Something with her relationship, something with maybe even the way her current home life is going, is coming to an end. an abrupt end. I mean, this isn't quite as severe as the death card as far as it being a complete over, but at the very least, she's reached this kind of precipice point of, I can't keep on like this. I can't be in this relationship anymore if this is just going to be the way it continues anymore. Messages from Stacey to Katie. Knight of Cups. So she will move in your direction, meaning reaching out, get together. Maybe you're going out for drinks or hanging out, just chatting, chilling, maybe some flirting. Who knows? But she's definitely got plans sometime in the near future. And by near future, I mean next 2 months. That's kind of Spirit's version of near future. Yeah, and maybe she's suggesting you guys go do something fun. Something creative, maybe even. I know Page of Cups is a very creative energy, but I really get a very creative vibe from the Page of Wands as well. Really, all pages are like that seed of creativity that's being planted, but maybe even something to do with your kids. I think you both have kids. Remind me or correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, something to do with both of your kids. Maybe you're having to play with the kids and then you're hanging out, moms together hanging out. But it feels to me like you'll have a really deep and heartfelt conversation together as a result of your next meeting. Let's just see any closing statements or arguments. Hello, Kenneth. Thank you for the lovely words. Yes, a lot of the cards from the collective. So check out that collective reading too, Katie. But look, King of Pentacles. So somebody here is going to start to make this a thing. Start to put down a solid foundation on this friendship or more, possibly. But this is the most secure king of all is coming out. But it's a feminine king. So feminine king, woman stepping into her masculine energy, making a move or, making a gesture in the physical reality, making a move of some kind. Could be words, but it could be like a token of physical happiness or friendship, abundance, love, whatever. We'll go to the shamanic medicine cards since they're here and they feel good. It feels good. Okay. Ooh, this one did not hit the floor. So we go. So transference, buried in earth. And that's that seed being planted. Something's being planted. But for the time she will be reaching out. But for the very near future, like over the next maybe couple weeks or so, she's kind of in her own womb or kind of void space right now. And again, that really does pair well with that hermit energy we had at the beginning for her. She's just kind of in this, not to say she's cutting off contact with you in the meantime, but it just might be slow back and forth. Like if you guys are texting back and forth or something, it just might be slower than average because she's kind of contemplating and this kind of rest and rejuvenation. And then we also have stone people with knowing. So it's almost like you guys can telepathically communicate, or you know how she's feeling, she knows how you're feeling, and you can be almost in like telepathic communication with each other or send each other love or good vibes or something like that. So yeah, but there's nothing but good energy between the two of you from what I can sense here. So yeah, it just might be, over the next 2 weeks to 2 months, she's coming back out of her shell because she's realizing some things personally, but let's just see if we can get a time frame for when you guys will be hanging out again. Just because, before we go, lunar eclipse. And I know we've already had that going on. And I see you guys getting together well before the lunar eclipse, which will most likely be sometime in September, October, November, somewhere in there. It's still months and months away. But with this lunar eclipse, I think, let me just look that up real quick since we're on the subject. Let's look it up. Next lunar eclipse. Okay. Yeah, I feel like we just had it in like March, right? Again, I'm trying not to give all my energy and affection or attention to anything the moon's got going on, so I don't even know anymore. When is the next? Oh yeah, it was April 8th because the big eclipse. So usually about 6 months later, lunar eclipse. Okay. Okay, so the last one was the 25th, which was 2 weeks before the 8th-ish. So the next one will be September 18th. Okay, and it's a partial solar eclipse you could see in the Americas, Europe, and Africa. Okay, so definitely before September, but again, I see this happening much closer to now than September. But yeah, it's about letting go of deep-seated traumas and wounds, bust through negative patterns and old cycles. This is a time for introspection, reflection, and self-care. And again, this is her energy. This is everything we've just been talking about for Stacy's current energy and these, the traumas and wounds, and just realizing she's been settling for something way less than she deserves. But she's reflecting that introspection, that self-care of that hermit, and this kind of time out. Very Four of Swords energy here of healing, resting, recuperation, self-care, introspection. Yeah, absolutely. So we're repeating ourselves at this point. So just know you will be hearing from her, and she will most likely be reaching out to have a get-together or gathering of some kind, quite possibly involving the kids, so that you guys can all hang out together, something like that. So I hope that resonated for you. But yeah, good stuff coming up, Katie. But she's just going through some things, which, it seems fitting for what I'm energetically tuning into between her and her husband. Things aren't great on the couple front, but I think you already kind of knew that. So yeah, probably no news to you with that. But alrighty. So Brianna said she was going to send her donation in when she parks her car. But let's see, if that's not in yet, we'll just move right into our giveaway. Nope, we have money coming in. Brianna, 1 card read. Wow, oh wow, my birthday is tomorrow. Happy early birthday. Let's see. And what a big one for me. I am sober. I've been cutting cords. I know my worth. I definitely know what I want to be in this world. With all that being said, what is the message I need to hear for now? For my highs. Good. I love it. Let's clear the deck. Tuning in to Brianna is a lovely spirit. What does she need to know? In alignment with her true spirit, as a result of all this work she's done and the fact that it's her birthday tomorrow, what does she have to look forward to? What is the message she needs to hear for her highest good? With King of Wands, yeah, you are really in your power, girl. Look at this. You are in your power. You are in the zone. You are motivated. You are feeling just inspired. And that inspiration, that motivation is starting to actually inspire and motivate others as well. So you might even be getting a lot of compliments or just, really heartfelt words of encouragement from other people because they see you shining. And it's interesting because you are shining, but then there's this part of you that almost feels, it's weird because the word guilt came to mind. So I don't know if there's some really old guilt that's coming up. I just heard like survivor's guilt, but I don't see it in the terms of like surviving, like, an accident or anything like that. This is just like more of the fact of you pulling out of like generational curses or traumas, wounds that maybe your peers have or are still dealing with that you've now pulled yourself out of. And it's almost like you can still see them, but in a very through a compassionate lens, that they are where you once were and you wish you could help them. But again, just them seeing you shine is helping them. But then there might be part of you that's still kind of like, oh, well, what if they never, are able to do what I've done or something like this. There's like this sense of guilt. Let's tune more into this. What is this? Why is this coming up now? Because you're leaving it behind. Yes, you're leaving it behind because you're in deep introspection mode here. Yeah. Oh, you cut those cords this morning. Oh, has to cut family off too. They are well. Wow. Yeah, you're going hermit mode here. And it doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out and, they aren't well. Yeah, exactly. That's what this is. I got chills now. So Mama Monica is in full support of what you're doing. So if you, full support, full chills. So what you're doing is the correct thing for you. And if at any point you feel like you need to course correct or make a change or let certain people back in, then of course at that time, reassess, reevaluate, do what you do. But for now, you're doing absolutely what is in your best interest. And Mama Monica's like applauding you and like doing a happy dance for you because this is very needed for your next step in evolution and growth. Spiritual evolution is what I'm hearing. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, 5 of Wands. And you're standing firm. Maybe there's conflict, chaos, and all this around you, but you're standing tall and choosing to rise above it. And that could be, again, just cutting cords and cutting the family, which feels like, especially when you're the one facilitating this, it feels like, again, that kind of almost like survivor's guilt. Like I've risen above this and I'm not participating anymore. You all do what you do. I'm rising above. I'm shining the light. I'm doing what I do. And it's not always going to be easy, but just know that you do have Mama Monica to lean on for that support and other friends, people that feel like family, that are friends, that you can, talk to about your struggles or your feelings or whatever. Let's give Brianna also a very uplifting message, just something really exciting she has to look forward to. It's in her highest good. What does she need to hear? Okay. We have here the devil. So yeah, a lot of these like limiting beliefs, temptations to maybe reach out to certain people, you're cutting these things off. You're not feeling those temptations as deeply. You're not self-sabotaging yourself as much. Any like negative self-talk, again, it's not yourself that's talking to you. A lot of times that is entity interference, but you're just not having it. It's just not getting through. And I just heard, not today, Satan. Like, you are good. Like, you have vetted certain, like more being in an observational mode of your own thoughts or even other people's like critique of what you're doing or their words toward you. You're not just going to almost like with whiplash, like react or respond to what they're saying. You're going to first assess, like, are they projecting onto me or is this really how they feel about me? And either way, it's like you're not taking it personally because you realize it goes much deeper than just them feeling a certain type of way about you or having something to say about you. And this could even be things that just don't get to you, but it's just people, family specifically, maybe talking behind your back that before you cared so much and you just wanted to walk on eggshells and make everybody happy. And you just realize, no, my happiness is more important than all this BS that's going on. Any closing statement, argument, anything else from the tarot? King of Cups. Yes, you're feeling very emotionally balanced here. And this is a really good place to be. This is what most people could only ever hope for in life, is emotional balance. Because once you're emotionally balanced, even if you're physically out of whack, it comes very close second to that emotional balance. But usually most people are always emotionally chaotic or unbalanced, or making decisions on a whim of emotion. And you're not there anymore. You're, again, very observational. You're feeling your emotions, sure, but you're not allowing them to completely make you mess up or, succumb to certain temptations or thoughts that you have. You're balancing things out, which so good, so good. All right. Closing statement, closing argument for Brianna. Anything else in alignment with your true spirit? Trust. Trust the great mystery. So there's some really good things coming that you just have to allow to be some surprises, but trust yourself above all else is what I'm hearing right now. Your intuition is really on fire. It's really on point. You have been guided and led by your own spirit and your own intuition to do certain things, even as most recently as this morning. So give yourself a big round of applause for listening and trusting yourself enough to do what is in your best interest, because you're only going to shine brighter from here on out. Yes, sacred site. Now you can really get on with your purpose. And then the air card with creativity. You have a very creative purpose. And now you're about to get down to business in a way that you could only have dreamt of even weeks ago, let alone years ago. Like you're off to the races for something. You've got your sights set, or very soon will have your sights set on something that ain't nobody gonna stop Brianna after this. Ain't nobody gonna stop Brianna. I love it. Yay. And happy birthday early, a day early. Big hugs to you and wishing you the best. That's right. I always remember your birthday because it is the day before my wedding anniversary. Yes, 15 years for me this year. 15-year wedding anniversary. And then just 4 days after that is Amber's birthday, the 27th. So yeah, it's so interesting because so many of my best friends in life have had birthdays either, because my birthday's the 28th. They either have their day on the 27th or the 29th. Or sometime my best friend growing up, hers was June 20th. And my other really good male best friend was also June 20th, growing up when I was real young. So people with birthdays in the 20th, 20, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th are my besties for whatever reason. I don't know. It's really weird, but I can trace most of my best friends, not really good friends. My friend John was born the 31st, so he's kind of the outlier, but so many of my really good friends were born on the 20th through the 29th of a month. It's so interesting. Looking at your past life. Yeah, we have to. That would be cool. That would be cool. All right, Brianna, wishing you the best and happy birthday. All right, I think we're caught up. So let's get into our giveaway. So for those of you who are here right now, all you have to do is start typing out tarot cards in the chat. Use your intuition or your guessing thinking cap, or however it is you come to the conclusion. What tarot card am I right now pulling from this deck? Ooh, I love it. What tarot card is this? Try to see through it, into it. What is it? What is it? And if we're going and going and going and we're not getting it, I will narrow it down. So don't worry. Hi, John. Welcome, John. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you celebrate your 15th too this year. Oh, wow. That's so cool. So we were both married in 2009. If I'm doing the math right. Yes. I know that's the year I got married, but I keep having to remind myself, is this the 15th year being married? 13th, 14th? I don't remember. All right. So it is a Wands card. Let's narrow it down. We got, what, 2 people guessing? We have a wand suit. So Ace through King of Wands all the way. It's somewhere in there. And John has won. It is the King of Wands. King of Wands. Look at this. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yay. All right, John. We'll go ahead and post your question. We're going to get right into it for you. And then everybody who's here, including John, feel free to put 777 in the chat. We got 7 people here. So let's do 777 in the chat. And that will let me know you want to be entered into the drawing before we pull another winner today. All right, let's get some new name slips cut up here so we can get into the drawing. Okay. All righty. Scissors, where are you? Hiding right here. Found them. Okay. Get these all trimmed up for everybody here. Make sure all the slips paper are facing the right way. And I don't cut them too big or too small. That's always a plus. I got one a little big. Oh well, oh well. Okay. So we've got John entering. And we have Amber 9 in. And we have Banana Anna S. And Amanda F. Welcome, Amanda. Good to see you today. And that's all I see thus far. So let's go ahead and add you. And if we have any other 777s pop in before I'm done adding, we will, of course, add you before pulling a new winner. All right. So Amanda F. going in to the drawing bag. Banana S going in. Let's fold. Let's fold. There we go. We got Amber 9 in. And we've got John going in. Okay, here we go. Last call, last call. Names coming out. Here's today's winner. Kalite. We have Kalite. Haven't seen her in a few days, but she was here not too long ago. So we got Kalite as today's drawing winner. I got it right that time. Drawing winner. Okay. So anyone else that puts a 777 before we go today, I will obviously put you in there as well. But we've already drawn today's winner, so yay! And everybody who didn't win, you're still in there. You're still in the running for a future live stream. Look at that. Okay, so John, let's get into your question. So we already have one of the cards, kind of the underlying energy, out to play. Just wanted to leave it up to the universe to tell me what I need to know. I've had the feeling the cards have something to say, but I haven't done them yet. All right, let's do it. Let's find out. Tuning into John's true spirit. I just got chills. So there's a big spiritual message coming on through. So this is about you really stepping into your sovereignty, owning your power, being able to finally take action on something you've been kind of maybe going back and forth about, or maybe something you put on the back burner a while back. But let's get some further guidance. What is this? What is this big spiritual shift? Ooh, the star. Wish fulfillment. So there's some really good stuff coming in. Could even be some money, unexpected money. I normally don't get like a money vibe from the star card, but it's coming in for some reason. Money is coming in. Could even be like a rebate or a refund, something you paid for already that maybe you overpaid or got overcharged. They're sending you money back. Even money fears that you might have had recently, or, as kind of like money belief systems that I even personally also still currently have, um, surrounding money are shifting for you. Big shifts in being able to even make more money or have some sort of new career path unfold for you. This feels big though. This doesn't just feel like some little, oh, should I have, this for dinner or that for dinner? No, this is like a big decision. But you're the one deciding to move in a new direction here as a result of maybe an opportunity that comes in or something that you just get this idea about using that intuition. And key here is not to ignore that intuition because it's leading you somewhere really great. Let's just see if we can get one of these advice cards here. For John, what does John need to know? We have here, sometimes walking away is the only option, not because you want to make someone miss you or realize they took you for granted, but because you finally respect yourself enough to know you deserve better. And again, that could even be with the way you make money. Again, maybe you're moving on from a career, or if this is a career that you've moved on from in the past, something's coming full circle for you to where money's going to start really flowing in ways that it hasn't for a while. I want to go to the timing deck and see when the timing, get any ideas on timing for John in alignment with his true spirit. This money, maybe this possible career shift or change, it's morphing in some way for John. What's this money? What's this career? What's this opportunity? When's this happening? A few years from now, stay positive while being patient. Well, I see this already starting, but it's like this thing won't come completely full circle or manifest for a few years. But like you're at the beginning of something and you can already maybe sense it, even if you don't know what it is yet. Maybe you're just getting this feeling that something big is coming for you in a good way. Let's just see if we can get any additional guidance or a time frame. Once you surrender and stop trying to be in control, which is very interesting because the card you used to win this reading here is about being in control, or as in much control as any one of us can be in this matrix system, of your own energy. But it's almost like the second you do surrender to the fact that maybe you can't control everyone or certain situations, certain outcomes, or the matrix in and of itself, you just kind of almost let that go and just say, no, I'm only trying to focus on my spirit and what my spirit wants for me, and then being in control of taking action on those things. But once you can surrender, because this is kind of the opposite of surrender. This is feeling caged or stuck, hooked into something that really technically has no power over you. It's just you thinking it has power. Again, with that like thought form or egregore energy we were getting in that collective reading. So if you did miss a collective reading, it was a huge, big spiritual like evolution level up reading. Check it out, John, because it feels like your energy is very in this with, and I got chills again. Big stuff coming. It's going to help you. And this is something we were talking about in that collective reading, is being able to finally have like these hooks or the like release that moon energy was having on so many of our energy fields. We're just going to feel this like untethering of that big control that was going on. But it's almost like the second we surrender the control is when we gain the control, which I know sounds really weird and out there and hokey, but like it's kind of true. So let's get you a shamanic medicine card just to see anything else John needs to know. Where are we at? Here we are. And I also feel the need to get one of these spirit animal cards too. So we're gonna treat you right today. Here we go. Anything else John needs to know in alignment with his true spirit? It is hard for you to trust your intuition. Oh, well, look, you have the medicine bag with treasure. This is like hidden knowledge, hidden wisdom, hidden treasure, hidden gifts within you. And once you do start to trust, and I was the same way for years, and at times I even will second guess myself. But then I look back on all the times that I did trust my intuition. Never once, not even once, did it steer me wrong. It's been the times that I've second guessed that intuition or went against that intuition that I always get burned every single time. And you might start to look back, John, and realize, oh, I had a feeling about that person, but I let him into my life anyway, and then it blew up. If I had just listened to my intuition, you're going to start to see patterns or like just like recurring cycles of when you did not listen to that intuition, that things blew up in your face or didn't work out. But rarely, when you did actually listen to that intuition, did everything go off the rails. Rarely, if ever, has that happened for you. You'll start to see these patterns. And then as you start to get the proof of these patterns, you will start to just naturally trust yourself more intuitively. But let's see with these spirit animal, secret language of animal cards. I always call them the spirit animal deck because I got like 7 or 8 spirit animal decks because I love them. Message for John in alignment with his true spirit. We have the bee. And I know it's kind of like peak bee season being springtime right now, but this is about creativity, purpose, harvest, and devotion. And even, you know, putting in that hard work. Bees are not afraid to put in the hard work. In fact, they live, sleep, breathe, eat, and just their whole existence is about work. So there's something you're working to create that eventually you won't have to work so much because you've worked diligently to create a system or a lifestyle for yourself that you don't have to be working 24/7, that almost like the work you've put in the past is going to work for you into the future. And I think that's part of why this a few years from now is going on. Oh, you do want to have bees someday. Yeah, we have bees and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. My husband does most of the work of like, you know, in putting the bees in our bee box because most years they do swarm and leave because it does get really cold here in Montana in the winter. And like last year, we got bees here on our property, and then we got bees at my in-laws' property that my husband's in charge of both boxes. But the bees actually stayed at my in-laws last year, but they died because it was way too cold. So they all died, which was like, rest in peace. We're so sad. But yeah, it's really rewarding and fun. And the honey, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Unless you got diabetes or diabetes. My brother has a funny theory because my mom, she's diabetic, type 2. But my brother, he's like, I got a theory. It's diabetes. But if you have it, it's called diabetes. Because for years, my mom called it diabetes. But then once she had diabetes, she started calling it diabetes. And then my brother jokes, oh, it done beat us. Like, I don't know. It's so funny. And then he's got a dog named Kaya, who I call Kaya-beatus, like diabetes, but Kaya-beatus. I don't know. That was just a weird tangent. I'm not saying you have diabetes, but if you do, maybe there's a message in that. I don't know. I don't know why that came out. It's so funny. Probably because people with diabetes don't want to eat a lot of honey. Maybe that's why that came out. I don't know. Looking into Land's hives. Oh, they're better than regular ones. Oh, cool. Yeah, my husband bought the bee box for my my father-in-law for Christmas. I want to say about 6 years ago now. It's been that long since we've been doing the bees out there. And then he and his brother built this really cool one in our backyard. And I used to have videos on my phone of it, but I think I've recently taken them all off. Because I've been like low on space that I can't do a darn thing on this phone. Let me just double check if I could show you guys, because I did do some videos of him putting the bees in this year. But again, I don't know if I had to delete that, because yeah, I think I did. Yeah, because I was out of space. Darn it. And I know that the videos from last year are long gone because I had to clear space last year too. Let me just double check real quick. Oh, I should probably go to videos and make it easier for myself to find things that could help. Albums, videos. Stand by. From last year. Let's see. I'm not confident I'm going to find any, but let me just double check. No, here's videos of Arthur, and we actually went and got the bees before Arthur showed up at our house. Oh, unless I had that video of Ruthie, because I try not to delete my dog videos because they're so special to me. Oh, yes, I do have Ruthie kind of sniffing around our bee box. Okay, here we go. Let me restart it. And this is right when we put them in, so the box and that bucket on top is all wax, just to show you guys. But that's the box that they came in from the apiary, and then this is our box that we put them in. You can hold probably 3 times the amount of slides for the bees in this one than we actually have going. But yeah, I'm excited to get more wax into that bucket so I can make some pure on beeswax candles. I'm super excited. But yeah, that's just a still shot of the bee box. It's fun. It's fun. I love it. And it's just, it's very soothing. And as a kid, like a little kid and kind of into my teens, I was really scared of bees of any kind. But as I've, late 20s, 30s, now 40s, Like, I'll just go stand right next to the bee box while he's opening it up, and they're all over the place. It does not bother me or faze me one bit, and they just leave me alone. They don't climb on me. They don't sting me. We're good. Me and honeybees, we're good. Still working things out with hornets, yellow jackets, wasps, all that. Like, we still have some beef from when I got stung in the eye as a kid. That was not fun. Not the eyeball, but like the eyelid. And I wasn't a kid. I was 17, but it was embarrassing because I was like hanging out with my boyfriend and a bunch of his friends. We were like mud bogging in this like place up by this lake, and I got stung in the eyelid, and then my whole eye swelled up, and I felt like the guy from Goonies. Hey, you guys! my eye looked very asymmetrical. But yeah. But me and honeybees have a great working relationship. We're friends. We're cool. We're buds. Looking forward to some investments paying off someday. I've been broke most of my life. I think that's what the cards are talking about. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Right. And so much saved, growing up in semi-poverty myself. It's, my husband makes a good living for our family, but it's still, because I don't physically see that paycheck going, it's just all direct deposit, and we have both of our names on that account, but most of what he makes that doesn't pay bills, it goes directly into savings account. Like, we never touch it or see it really at all. So it's almost like, to me, what I see in just my checking that also has his name on it is like how much we have for like our whole life and existence. And I see that number just going down because my savings is rapidly declining because of the farmer's dog food subscription that I'm part of, because I used to be able to use my like my mentorship money and the like AdSense payment I got from YouTube to more than easily comfortably pay that $500 bill every month. But yeah, it's not, I don't have those incomes anymore, really. So woo, taking a nosedive. So once baseball's over and summer hits, I'm going to be making the dog food myself at home, the way I did for Walter and Judy back in the day, my other dogs that died of old age. And that will save me $500 and some dollars a month. But I still have this mindset of, oh no, I'm barely scraping by. And even though my husband's literally got all the other bills in the household completely taken care of, there's this like panic part of me that's like, I'm not making anything. I'm not worth anything. And it's like, no. Because I would totally not feel that way about anybody else. If they, were in this exact situation I'm in, I would never look at them and be like, you're not. No, why do you think you're not worthy? You're totally worthy. But like when it's myself, again, I don't think it's just purely me thinking this about myself. Again, that's that entity interference or kind of AI hive mind interference getting in there and saying, yeah, you're not worthy. Unless you're contributing to this capitalistic society, you're not worthy. And it's like, no. I've never had this pull to work like a corporate, and again, nothing against people who do, but just me personally, I've never had this pull to be like this 6-figure income earner person or anything like that. I've always had this pull to go my own way, and money's never been my like motivating factor. But like, as we all know, especially those of us who have or still do live in poverty, money's kind of what talks in this world, and you need it to survive. So there is that element of fear if you don't have enough, or you feel like what you have isn't going to stretch far enough. That is a very real and valid fear for so many of us. And especially with the kind of turn the economy's taken, it's a scary world out there for people who are, trying to stretch that paycheck even further than they had to before. It's just, my heart goes out to everybody who's just dealing with struggles, because it's like, if we could all have the amount of money that our true spirit is worth, we would never want for anything a day of our lives, all of us. But because we live in this completely inverted, upside down, inside out matrix, things are thrown on their head in a very crazy way. But I mean, just think of it. There are a lot of billionaires out there, and they call themselves philanthropists, but you would think that the money that they're philanthropizing, is that even a word? I don't know. I probably just made it up. You'd actually see a difference out there, but you just don't. But you think of someone with a true spirit and a good heart became a billionaire somehow, that they would actually make this world such a better place just with, money. Sometimes it does take money to make the world a better place, but we can find other ways besides just giving money and, you know, helping support different causes. There's a lot of other ways we can contribute to the world to make it a better place. And a lot of times we think we have to go out and move mountains and change everybody's lives. But if we could just change one life, our own, or, you know, if you have a family, if you could just change the lives of your family by, you know, living in alignment with your true spirit and doing what you're called to do and living in joy and, you know, thriving, that does change the world in a bigger way than you stressing and worrying about making enough money to like help everybody everywhere, you know? I know it's weird. You can almost get into this like existential crisis about like the impact you're having on the world or not, you know? It's crazy. But yeah, go do something good for yourself today. Go do something good for someone else if you can. Show up, be a good friend, be a good person, and especially also to yourself. Don't forget about yourself. You should also be a good person and a good friend to yourself. And when you hear those thoughts come in or you sense those thoughts coming in that are not so great, first and foremost, ask yourself, is this even me? And 9 times out of 10, it's probably not even you. It's that kind of collective consciousness of unworthiness that's just hitting you an extra special way that day because you're not feeling so good about yourself or something. Be that observer of those thoughts and realize, no, I have worth, I have value, and I'm awesome. And if no one's reminded you today, I just reminded you. You are awesome. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for me. We have hit all our donations. We've done our giveaway and our drawing. And if you missed it earlier, check out the collective message. I don't know why I'm doing this, but we did it earlier. And I love you guys. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live. And I will be back here Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 2 days from now on Friday. Oh, everyone, I have to go. Oh, you have to pick up the kid from school. She starts her summer break tomorrow. Oh, well, happy summer break. We are about 2 weeks behind you on that, but coming up fast. It really is. Much love, everybody, and I'll check you next time. Bye.